All right, guys, we got a good show for you today. We have Molly Faul, we have Ellie Lewis. They both go to IMG Academy. Molly is committed to Furman. Ellie is committed to Presbyterian. Thanks for coming on, guys.
Thank you for having us. I'm so excited.
Yeah, I'm so happy to be here.
Michael was telling me he told you about it, and he was like, we got to get him on the show. I'm like, yeah, for sure. So I'm excited for this. So you guys obviously both play lacrosse. What made you guys get in that sport?
Go ahead, Ellie.
Okay, so all my cousins played. My cousin Hannah actually plays at Furman, and Molly will get a year with her. She's a senior there. And then my other two cousins, they both ended up going and playing college lacrosse as well, and they gave me my first stick when I was 7. And I had really hated soccer. And so I tried lacrosse, and my mom likes to tell this story all the time, but I came out of my lacrosse camp that was put on by some YMCA and was like, that was really hard. I loved it so much. And I was like sweaty, drippy, like all the humidity.
Yeah, so safe to say it's a family affair, the lacrosse playing.
Definitely is.
Yeah. Molly, what made you get into it?
So being from Florida, lacrosse didn't really start booming until like 2 years ago. Yeah. So I played competitive tennis my whole life. And then when I was in 8th grade, this little clinic went around and I did it. And I was like, whoa, team sports. I love it. I am so into this. And I was on the first rec team in my area, the first high school team. And I don't know, something about team sports just really like grabbed my attention. I mean, I played soccer growing up, but like the pace of the game is so fast. And I don't know, the lacrosse community is where it's at. It's one of the best things ever. And I've met so many amazing people, especially my teammates. Like, it's awesome.
Yeah, for sure. Our team's number 1 in the state here for Ohio. We're a lacrosse town, so it's cool, And it's kind of funny. You had like an opposite of me. I got injured from soccer and basketball, and then I had to switch to tennis because that was the only sport I could manage myself individually without playing. So it's kind of funny. Yes. So Molly, you obviously committed to go to Furman. How'd that go about, and like what made that the fit for you?
The recruiting process was really hard for me. I obviously started playing lacrosse really late. Mm-hmm. And nothing worked out. COVID didn't help, obviously, for a lot of us. And I was talking to other schools. I was trying to figure everything out. And at one point I was like, I'm not playing college lacrosse. Like, I'm just going to finish out my high school season. I'm going to go to a school and just not play because I have no options. And then I was at President's Cup, which is the biggest lacrosse tournament of the year for all lacrosse players. And my friend that's committed to Liberty got a call from Furman and was like, with COVID, we had a couple girls drop. Can you commit with us? And she was like, I'm going to Liberty. I'm sorry. I committed. And so she called me right away and was like, send your email, send it. And I was like, all right, I did it. And from President's Cup and like the following week, I talked to the coaches, looked at the campus, and fell in love with everything and literally committed a week later. It was like so amazing how it happened. I thought all like hope was lost, but it ended up working out for the better.
Yeah, that's awesome to hear. We'll love to see, getting to play Division I think it's a dream of most people, so it's really cool. Ellie, you committed to Presbyterian. What made that the school for you?
My recruiting process was pretty difficult too, but not because of COVID, but due to the fact that I'm from Montana. And lacrosse is so new to Montana. There's only 7 high school teams in the whole state.
Yeah.
And one of them's technically in Wyoming. So it was a real challenge to get out and play competitive lacrosse and play on teams that were hard. I was on 7 club teams, and I ended up doing about 4 unofficial visits at schools, and every time they were like, we like you, but, and so I finally got to Presbyterian and they were like, we really like you. We want you to commit. And I was like, oh,
yeah.
And so I did it. And it's just such a beautiful campus, and I'm so excited to go there, and the girls are great. Yeah. So
it's South Carolina. So
yeah, we're 30 minutes from each other.
Yeah, we're really gonna get near each other.
You can't complain. And it's really nice when you have like a coach that like really cares for you and really wants you, because then you feel like you belong there, you know. That was a big
Right.
thing for me when I committed. There was a bunch of schools like Alabama, for example. Like I talked to the coach maybe like once every 3 months, but I technically had an offer from him, but like it didn't feel like, you know, I was important. So that's what, you know. I was kind of listening to you guys. So Florida sounds like really isn't big in lacrosse yet still. Montana, where you're from, not that big in lacrosse still. So what did that make you guys like want to go to IMG, or was there something else?
Well, it's my second year at IMG,
Uh-huh.
and my dad started my high school team, which is literally across the street. And I saw IMG. I knew what it was. My dad was friends with some of the lacrosse coaches there, and every time my freshman year and sophomore year, I was like, I wish I could go there. I wish I could go there. I want to like. There was a point at my high school where I couldn't get any better because there was nowhere to. Nobody else knew how to play,
Mhm.
and I was like, oh my gosh, I tried my best to get an IMG and I did it. And everything like worked out perfectly. All the stars aligned. And I made it there junior year. And then my skill level kind of skyrocketed from there. And I don't think I would be going Division I without IMG. So it kind of was like all chance, you know?
Ellie, what made you like think about that move? Because that's a big move from you from Montana. That's not across the street.
Yeah. For me, it was a COVID-based issue. So I was only in school 1 day a week. And that was obviously not something that worked out for me. I was working with my teachers 4 hours a day outside of class time, and my grades were still pretty rough. Obviously, the lacrosse in Montana is not nearly anywhere the level that is in Florida or Maryland or even any of the other hotbeds. And so I had definitely not been challenged in a really long time. I mean, I'm the first person from my state to ever go Division I in lacrosse, male or female. So, you know, I wanted a challenge for lacrosse. I wanted to have good academics, and I wanted to have an actual social life that wasn't taking place on a Zoom call.
Yeah.
And so IMG seemed like the perfect place. And I actually applied without telling my parents. And when I got in, I told them, and they went, okay, we'll look at it. And here I am.
Well, that's awesome. You know, it got me into thinking because you're talking about the COVID. So Michael was telling me like how you guys kind of like on lockdown because especially like the team sports right now, they're really worried about like COVID and people getting it. How is like your guys' season working? Are you guys playing like a bulk of games on weekends, or how's that go for you?
We've been really lucky. We're the only team on campus that hasn't had any COVID cases or any like close contact cases. We've been really lucky in that department, and we have a lot of games this season. We have a team of like 35 girls, which
32.
is huge. 32. We have a huge team.
It's still big. It's still huge. Like
we can literally play a full field scrimmage with our whole team.
And
But yeah, and we have a full schedule. We're traveling to Georgia, Tennessee, maybe Texas. We don't know yet, and we actually just got accepted into the national championship, which is going to be held in Connecticut this summer. So we have been really fortunate with COVID to play games all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the games have been competitive too, which has been really great. So we haven't been as regulated as other teams where they've had to drop games or not be able to go places.
Yeah, you guys are really fortunate. I think up here we only get like 5 or 6 games, and it's really weird because like you put a lot of time in practice in like 3 or 4 weeks, and then you play a match, and then you don't play for another like 2 weeks. It's really weird. So you guys are fortunate you get to play. We always close out. We do some would you rather's. These ones I actually found, these might be the funniest ones I've seen. So the first would you rather have a horse's tail or a unicorn horn?
Unicorn horn.
I would also go for the unicorn horn. I don't know, having a tail seems weird.
Yeah, I don't know. I was thinking unicorn horn too, because someone makes me mad. I could just like poke them with it, I guess, and just be like,
yeah.
I feel like there's some power with a horn, like a unicorn horn, especially maybe.
Yeah.
I feel like it'd be a little magical versus like a tail. It would be more like an extra limb, maybe not. I mean,
tail is just leverage. The tail is just leverage. You just
For sure. All right, next one. Would you rather hold a snake or kiss a jellyfish?
Hold a snake.
Kiss a jellyfish.
I'd kiss a
Yeah.
jellyfish. Snake?
I've actually kissed them before because I like on the beach, like depends on jellyfish though. Like some are
I've held a snake before, so I can confidently say I'd do it again. However, the last time I touched a jellyfish, I ended up getting stung. Funny enough, it was on the beach in Florida. So
So we have some bad memories with the jellyfish, is what I'm hearing.
yes, we do.
All right, next one. Would you rather live in Narnia or go to school at Hogwarts?
Yo, that's a hard one.
I say Hogwarts because I'd love for someone to be like, "You're a wizard, Harry." If someone could just say that to me in a British accent, I'd be like, I'd be set for life.
I love Narnia, but I'm gonna have to go with Hogwarts too. I am a Hufflepuff, so I have to go with.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go with Hogwarts as well. Ravenclaw here, the millennial coming out of me. But yeah, would love to go to Hogwarts. Having magic would just be so cool.
Yes. Okay, next one. Would you rather be completely bald or covered from head to toe with hair?
I would rather be
completely
bald.
I'd be bald.
I'd be bald.
Wear a wig.
I would, yeah.
That would-
Yeah.
Okay. Next one. Would you rather play a villain or a hero in a movie? I would rather play a villain in a movie because I feel like they have more fun. Like, I wouldn't want to be a villain in real life, but like a movie.
I'd also do the villain, but that's just because normally their powers are like way cooler in my opinion. I think of like Hela from like Thor. She
Yeah.
was such a badass.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's
I gotta be a hero. I gotta be a hero.
Yeah.
I don't know why I have to.
all right. I have one more. It's not a would you rather, but if you could have dinner with anyone, who would it be and why?
I think the Queen of England, just because like I think she'd have like a really interesting perspective. One, because she's been alive for so long, and two, because she's in a very interesting position of power.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
also I think it'd be like really good food. So
What was there's like a show on Netflix. Did you watch that? I think wasn't it about the Queen of England?
The Crown.
Crown.
Wait,
Yes, I love that show.
all my friends make me watch Bridgerton, and it's so
I watched Bridgerton in 2 days.
You
So
like
good.
that show?
I
I
loved it.
binged Bridgerton in 2 days. I didn't go to bed.
Listen, they all have like good suggestions. They're like Criminal Minds, so I watched that. That was good. Bridgerton was so bad for me. I don't know why I couldn't.
Take it
I
back.
didn't like it.
Take it back.
I didn't like it.
Bridgerton is so good.
Listen, I'll have to rewatch it, but it just didn't give me. I don't know.
Have you watched the 1998 Pride and Prejudice version? That one's really good because it breaks everything down. It's like 8 episodes. It's so good, but it's also period drama. So just like
Okay, I'll keep that in mind. Molly, who would you have dinner with if you could have dinner with anyone?
I would have dinner with Naomi Osaka. She's a tennis player, and I just like looked up to her my whole life, and the way that she's played against Serena Williams, she's played against Coco Gauff, and she's obviously beat both of them, and it's hard to win against people that you shouldn't win against, or you should win against. It's like all in her head, but the way that she's so composed and how she handles that, especially like on the court, I just think it'd be really cool to talk to her and see her outlook on life and stuff.
Yeah, that's like honestly my favorite like part about doing this, like other like athletes, because like it's cool to like get their perspective. Like I feel like almost every time I learn something from people like down the line, so that's why I like enjoy the most about this.
Who would you have dinner with?
Mine would be Dennis Rodman.
Oh my God, I'm so jealous. I should have picked Dennis Rodman. That player, literally.
Yeah, he was like that mean guy, but like he was also like a little kid. Like I remember there was like a video they did of him that he was at like Dave and Buster's after he won a championship. I'm like, it's such an interesting human being. Well, look him up. Yeah, you should. Yeah.
okay, I will do that.
Yes. Well, Molly, Ellie, thank you for coming on, guys. I really appreciate this.
Yeah,
Having us. Oh my gosh, it was so fun.
it was a lot of fun.